Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. We're going to get right into the May outlook for Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Before we start the video, let me just remind everyone that this month for May, I am giving away the Fairies Oracle. It's a beautiful oracle deck. And my regulars know every month I do give away a tarot deck or an oracle deck. And all you have to do to be in the running to win this is to be subscribed to my channel and just to leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested. All right, guys, so welcome. My name is Rebecca. And this is a general outlook for Cancer for May. And I'm going to pull from a couple of different decks, but we're going to start right off with your traditional spread. Hope everything is all right with the sound. I see that my little sound meter is up. I hope everyone out there is staying safe, staying healthy, all of that good stuff. So let's just see what's May going to be like for Cancer. I know we're quite a few days into May already, but still we're going to see what's your general outlook for May. See if it's going to be a month of working on career or money, love, right? Any of that good stuff, working, you know, are you going to be meeting with your friends? Is it a social month? Is it a private month? Let's just see what is going on for you. Show me for my beautiful Cancers. All right. Let's get right into it. All right, Cancer. Straight out. 5 of Pentacles. Covered with an Ace of Cups. Death coming in. And 7 of Pentacles. So 7 of Pentacles has been showing up for a lot of the readings. It's very interesting that it will come out yet again, you know. I'm going to get into it with you. We have Page of Wands coming into the month and the Fool coming out. Wow. 8 of Swords being met with a 6 of Pentacles. A lot of 6 of Pentacles showing up this month. Also the Hierophant. And you round off the month with the Hanged Man. At the bottom of the deck, we have 3 of Swords, Cancer. All right. So, interesting. Let's get into it. Your month certainly... you know, I'm going to start right off, Cancer. There's a couple of cards that have been showing up for my collective, that have been showing up for a lot of the readings. And as we're coming into the month, May, 7 of Pentacles is one of those cards, and it continues to show up. Now we're starting to get 6 of Pentacles showing up a lot for the readings also. So let's get right into your main energy, what's covering you this month, and then I'm going to get, when we get to 7 of Pentacles, I'm going to get into it a little bit deeper. It's interesting that it will show up for you. We're basically talking about very much a reevaluation of work, a whole change coming in for you this month. You're going to be following your passion. You have new love coming in. There's a lot going on for you this month, so let's get it started. 5 of Pentacles at the center, covered by the Ace of Cups. So Cancer, you're rebuilding, right? This is a Cancer who's rebuilding this month after having taken a very big knock. Maybe even financially, career-wise, business-wise. And is that surprising? No, because this kind of, I want to say this kind of energy and event has been coming up a lot for my collective. And I think that for a lot of people, everyone has been knocked back to a certain degree recently, right? So this month for you, though, Cancer, it's all about that. It's all about bringing back your foundation, your stability, building yourself back up. 5 of Pentacles is a power struggle in which oftentimes it's a power struggle between you and someone else or a group of other people. It can even be between you and like a portion of society, right? A struggle. It is a struggle between you and some other entity, right? And it's a power struggle. And it's one that ultimately you kind of lose, right? You lose the struggle. You are effectively the one that has been turned out into the street. Now, this is not to be meant literal. It can be literal. I'm not saying that this is your situation, Cancer, but what I am saying is the Five of Pentacles is very much sort of the fallout of a situation where there has been a power struggle, right? And that fallout is affecting you financially. So you're the one who has to pick yourself up. You're the one who has to rebuild. Five of Pentacles is the type of energy that can come out sometimes when you go through a divorce or a legal separation, right? That's a power struggle. And sometimes when you're going through that, you come out of that financially worse off, or you come out of that having maybe to rebuild yourself, right? So whatever it is, it's the essence of it is kind of really is that dynamic. However, I love Five of Pentacles energy to a certain degree because oftentimes this is a power struggle that has broken down, but it was always ever going to break down. The nature of this dynamic between you and this entity. And I say entity because I mean, it could have been a group of people. It could be one person, right? A union, like a marriage, or it could be at work with a group of people, a partnership, what have you, right? So whatever that is, that power dynamic was always tense. It was always at odds, and there was always a struggle, and ultimately was always going to break down. While you were in that power struggle, there was no room for growth. There was no room for you to do anything. And oftentimes when we're caught in that struggle, when we're inside the bubble of that kind of struggle, on the surface, we feel like, well, if we just win this battle, if I just win this battle, I can move forward with my life. If I just win this battle, if I just, I just got to get over this struggle, this power dynamic I'm having with this person or this group or what have you, like I said. And once I do that, then I'll be able to move forward. But the problem with that is that, what needs to happen here is that the power dynamic simply needs to break apart, which it does. And the sending you back a couple steps financially, right? The setting you back, right? Is kind of a blessing in disguise, because what ends up happening, I always call the Five of Pentacles my 2 steps backward, 10 steps forward card. Because on the surface initially, right now, May is a month where you're going to be going through this, Cancer, if you're resonating with this reading. It's going to feel like a struggle. It's going to feel like, shit, do I really have to pick up the pieces? For some of you, it's going to feel like, I can't believe now in my life, at this point in my life, I have to do this. It's going to be quite shocking for some people because it will feel almost like, this is the type of dynamic or experience I shouldn't have to go through anymore. Right? A lot of times we tell ourselves that, especially when we've gone through enough or gotten to a certain stage in our lives, regardless. Nevertheless, you are busy with this. This is the essence of your month, this month, Cancer. For those resonating with this reading, but you know what? You're covered with a beautiful Ace of Cups. All right? So right away, this Five of Pentacles has immediately begun to sort of produce opportunity for growth, because you have a new love coming in. And this new love coming in, I feel strongly, is a direct result of this Five of Pentacles. For instance, had you not gone through this sort of the scenario, and let me be clear, that the breakup probably happened before May, obviously, but in May you're busy with the rebuilding, right? But were it not for you going through this sort of experience right now, I really strongly feel here with this reading that you would not, this Ace of Cups probably would not have even come into you. So it's like right away, even though you're struggling, remember to be mindful, and this is a hard thing for all of us to do. When we're in the struggle, there are sometimes hints of blessings that come in, but we're struggling. So sometimes it's difficult for us to see it at the moment. We may see it later on, but at the moment it's difficult to see it. Right now, I feel, Cancer, for you, resonating with this reading, there is like this sparkle of light doppled in amongst your experience right now, even though your experience is very, very stressful. And that like little dopple of light is coming from a love source. It's coming from an Ace of Cups love that's coming in, sort of peeking through all of the sort of stress that you're kind of going through this May. And it's interesting because it feels to me like a love that is there, but it isn't like, okay, you met, you hooked up, and boom, boom, boom. It's like, it's just keep, every time you turn around, it's there, right? Every time that you turn around, this thing is there, this connection, this love connection is there, right? Because you're not really busy with it. You're busy with your rebuilding. You see what I'm saying? But the Ace of Cups, nurturing love, is coming in for you. It's just covering everything you're doing. So let's move on to what's going on with your conscious and subconscious. You have death. So this is a huge change for you, Cancer. For some of you, this is a huge, huge change. It is a physical transformation, of course. You know, Five of Pentacles, that rebuilding. We're not just talking about rebuilding your psyche and your confidence. This is a physical rebuilding. Some of you may have had to move. You may have had to sell a home. Or you may have lost a home. You may have, you know, whatever the case may be. We're talking about a distinctly material and physical experience also. Although it is, yes, it is also hurtful and stressful, and that is affecting our mental and our emotional. There's a real physical component to this, and death is there for you this May. So May is a month for you of a lot of loss. Now, death is transformation. We always say death is transformation. Death is transformation. Death, the death card in tarot is only one portion of transformation. You know, transformation is not just like you. It's not like that. Transformation has stages to it, and the first stage of transformation is death, which is loss, and it's a painful stage. So I don't want to say like, hey, you're going through a full transformation this month. Isn't it great? Well, guess what? You know, the death portion of a transformation is very difficult to go through because it's that part of change that comes into your life. It's the first part of change. The first part of change is loss. It's leaving. It's separation. It's having to say goodbye to certain things. It's certain things dying off. Relationships dying off, situations dying off, environments dying off. Perhaps a way of life has now died for you, will never come back, and yes, you're in a process of changing into something new. You know, this is where we understand that death is not permanent. It doesn't stop there, but there's still a period of time where you're going through the actual death or the loss, and that's painful. And that's what you're really kind of, I'm going to say this month, this is going to be really in the front of your mind a lot. You're going to be thinking about the change. You're going to be thinking about how things are so changing for you so much, or how they have changed for you so much. And a lot of that thinking is going to be primarily on this stage of change, which is the loss of it. However, in the back of your mind, you have Seven of Pentacles. And although you're going through this, and it is difficult, because it is always difficult, I don't want to give you the impression that it is somehow like crushing you or something, right? It's hard. Yes, it's hard. But also, you have a lot of fire and inspiration coming in for you this month. And the one thing you have is this inkling of a waking up and changing of your life. And this is where we get to the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles has come in a lot for everyone. And in tarot, 7 is the number for dreams, aspirations, what we desire. And I think one of the reasons why this card has been so prevalent, and when I say prevalent, I'm telling you, I put out about anywhere from 24 to 30 videos a week, because I do at least 2 or 3 series for each sign. And I'm going to say that the Seven of Pentacles has come out in some position for 90% of my readings in the last few weeks. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean by this prevalence of this energy. And what it is exactly what you see here. You've worked and worked and worked. You worked your garden. You worked your ass off. You worked for all your goals and your dreams, right? And now you're looking at the fruit of your labor and you're saying, you know what? I'm not sure if this is what I want anymore. Is this worth it? Was it worth it? You know, you can see the figure. He's like standing there on his hoe and he's looking down. He's like, you know, damn. This is my garden that I've been tending to and I've been sweating over and bleeding over and crying over when the shit doesn't work out. And now here's the fruit of my labor. And it's really a contemplative sort of feeling. In some decks, it is the card for failure. In the Beautiful Creatures deck that I gave away last month, the Seven of Pentacles is the card for failure, or feeling like a failure. And I don't think that it's so much that you feel like you're a failure, but what I think, and this is why this card has come up so much for everyone, there's been such a shift in your life, Cancer, and for everyone else also in general, this is like a societal experience, right? There's been such a dramatic shift in how you see your life, how you're living your life, what's important right now on a day-to-day basis in your life. That hello FDJR, hello Ghost Warrior 2, how you doing? You've been kind of pulled out of the bubble that you've been in, and now you're able to look at your life. You're able to look at your accomplishments. You're able to look at all of these things that you have worked for, and now you're starting to see them in a different light. And you're starting to reevaluate them, and you're starting to say to yourself, you know what? Now that I'm rebuilding, let me think about what I really want now. Because, and this is a natural thing to happen. The thing is, though, a lot of us, I want to say it's happening now because a lot of us have been sort of forced by our environment and what's going on in society with the pandemic and everything and the lockdowns. This is a worldwide sort of experience that we're all tapping into. We've been kind of forced to reevaluate our lives. But usually this doesn't come up. A lot of times it takes a while for this energy of Seven Pentacles to come up because you work towards a goal, and these goals can take 5 and 10 years to achieve. And then once you achieve the goal, you feel like, we as creatures, as humans, it's part of our nature. We automatically assume, wow, okay, I've achieved my goal. This is what I always wanted. I must be happy. Now let me go to work. Boom. Or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever that goal was, now you're in it, right? So let's say that goal was to be, have a particular type of career at a particular type of company. And here you've done it. Hello, Professor Bauer. And here you've done it. Here you have achieved it. And now you've been doing it, right? It took you 5, 10 years to achieve it. And now you're living your life, right? You're going to work every day, but you haven't been put in the position of this energy of taking a moment and stepping back and looking at it. And I think it's natural because a lot of times we take so long, we put so much work into achieving our goals that, of course, once we achieve them, do we want to throw it all away? Of course not. However, what happens is as we work towards our goals, we change as people. And this is the essence of the star card, which is the 17, which I wouldn't be surprised if it comes up. We change as people. And this is why, it's trite to say, but it is the journey and not the destination, because what happens is the journey changes you. And by the time you get to your destination, it isn't what you wanted at all. And this is what you're going through this month. This is a real huge reevaluation of your life, your career. And it's really been precipitated by this event. This has happened in the last, I want to say in the last month or two, or maybe it's been recent, this power fallout, I want to say. Now, you're coming into this month, though, extremely passionate. You're coming into this month with Page of Wands. You're fearless. And this is what I wanted to say earlier. Yes, death is hard. Yes, it is difficult. It's not going to come without some stress and some pain. But I want to be clear. It's not like you're, I'm, like an emotional cripple or you're broken down. Not at all, because you're coming into the month with a Page of Wands, which is strong, idealistic, youthful, almost, I dare say, rebellious attitude. Like, this is me, this is my life, I'm changing. So it's a huge life change for some of you Cancers. And it's a breath of fresh fucking air, I'm going to say to you. It almost feels like you have inadvertently stumbled upon a sense of freedom that you didn't even realize you needed. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you don't realize that you're imprisoned or that you're stuck. Remember, look ahead, we have the Hangman there. I'm going to talk about that at the ending of the reading. So all of this month is a huge month of real awakening. Now, you're going to find yourself at times in the month, you're going to really, in a very physical way, you're going to feel overwhelmed at times. Physically overwhelmed because of all of the different changes. But then at times you are also going to feel extremely fiery and passionate with that Page of Wands. Very, very fearless. And very, very sort of intent on moving forward. Now, before we move any further, you round off your month with full energy, which is absolutely making a concrete step towards a new future for yourself. But I want to get some clarity here, okay? Because I want to know why has this message come up for you? And of course, cancers, my lovely cancers, this isn't going to resonate for all of you. So if this doesn't resonate for you, if it doesn't apply to your life, then just leave it on the table with me. Just leave it right here with me. Hello, Terry S. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. All right, so let's go ahead and pull out your clarifiers, because once the clarifiers come out, we can go a little bit deeper. And I'm keeping an eye out for that Three of Swords. There's some betrayal here. There is some betrayal. And I wonder if this betrayal may be leading back to this Five of Pentacles. It might be that power dynamic that broke apart. It might be also some betrayal that was involved there in the learning process there. But let us see. Show me a little bit more what's going on with my lovely Cancers for this, may show me. All right. Five of Cups. So there was a disappointment in love. Nine of Cups. You have Justice coming in. So there's, yes, some rebalancing coming in. Six of Cups. So there's your new love. This new love connection you have coming in is going to be extremely pleasant. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords card for treachery. It is the card for treachery. It is also the card for futility. So I'm going to say to you that I feel like this Five of Pentacles was indeed also, it was a power dynamic that fell apart, but there was a love connection that was involved. Could have been you worked with your partner. Could have been a love connection where you worked together. And now you broke up, right? So you broke up the relationship. You also broke up the business, very much like what I said earlier. I don't know, like could have been a divorce. Could have been a divorce or separation, but it doesn't have to be a divorce separation. It could just be, there was definitely a love component here. And there was a betrayal. And ultimately that betrayal, you're the one who paid the price financially. This is where that Five of Pentacles definitely is coming from. And the death. Let me just go through it bit by bit. Five of Cups is coming out to clarify death. So yes, it's letting go, but what you're letting go of is not necessarily a relationship. I feel like if there was a relationship here, you let go of the relationship a while ago. I feel like the most recent loss, like I say when we talk about death, a loss, a dying, a separation, an ending, was the business side of it, right? This is what I feel here. Now, it may be very different for your situation, okay? Remember, if it doesn't apply to you, just leave it here with me. But it feels like that to me because this Five of Cups is coming out over death. So what's also happening this May for some of you is that what is also dying is the grief that you held on to. So you're healing, if you get what I'm saying. Because Five of Cups is really that energy of just, thinking about the sadness of the past, and just being unwilling to lift your head to the future, just being sort of stuck. It's another Five card, by the way. Five being power struggle, remember. But Five of Cups is that internal power struggle that we have when we've been hurt. And we really have to struggle between wallowing in that pain and lifting our heads and looking forward. Being optimistic about the future is not that easy. Like, sometimes people say, well, why don't you just pick yourself up and look ahead? Well, it's because it's not that easy. Because sometimes the pain you've gone through in the past is safer. It's familiar. It's safer. And you're used to it. Never underestimate the fear of the unknown. And so it's Five of Cups is that power, that internal power struggle of not being able to move ahead, not being able to move past the grief or past the hurt. That is what's dying this month also for some of you Cancers who have been through this. That grief is dying. That insistence on sort of holding on to the past or that mourning the past, that actual energy is dying. So you are being sort of, I want to say to a certain degree, you are having a release. You're letting go. There's definitely healing coming in. So this is how death also, even though death is loss and naturally we would associate that with a feeling of pain, it can also be, if that loss is the loss of our pain, then it is, it is what we will call the quintessential transformation. And it is all of the good stuff of transformation that we want to see. So Nine of Cups has come out over that Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Cups being your happiness. So yes, your happiness, right? This is all about you being really contented. And I think what happened is that for those of you Cancers who were in a relationship, that where you guys, like I say, the scenario that I'm feeling here, where you were in a relationship previously, the relationship bit died and then the work bit died also. But I almost feel like you did the work bit for the relationship. Like you never really liked the work anyway, but you were putting up with it for the sake of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because you were happy in a relationship. Nine of Cups is a real contented happiness. It's blissed out. It's like, oh, I'm just happy to be right here with my lover. But it isn't marriage. It's a 9. It's not a 10. It's hermit energy. It's still missing that one last little bit of commitment, right? That would take it up to a 10 of cups. So yes, you're happy, but there is kind of a longing that is here with this energy. There is kind of a longing of like, shit, are we going to really hook up? Now, nevertheless, for some of you, this is a reason why you're reevaluating your career, because this is all ended. It's all over. The relationship is over. But now, since the relationship is over, it's like, why would you go back to doing the same work? You were only ever doing that work because it was part of the love connection. So leaving and ending this previous love connection and going through this healing period, and now sort of really coming out of this, I want to say, career or business that you've been in, and changing that and really reevaluating that. It's like this May, you are saying goodbye to the last final bits of a particular situation that ended, that involved love and business and money. And you are truly rebuilding yourself. You've already, like I said, I feel like you already said goodbye to the love part of the relationship. But this May, it's like you are reclaiming your life again with regard to changing your career. Justice comes in. So for some of you, if this particular dynamic, also if this particular dynamic did involve, for instance, maybe you had a company together or a business together or what have you, and yes, you broke up, and of course the business now had to either dissolve or break up. Although you did go through some hardship and you are coming out of that hardship with the 5 of Pentacles this month, some of you, if you're involved in a court decision or judgment about this, it will be coming in this month. Or very, very early in the beginning of this month, it'll be coming in. So there's a real rebalancing coming in terms of, or documents may be signed, you know what I mean? Because justice comes in, a lot of times justice, of course it's a rebalancing, but also this rebalancing sometimes can involve actual sort of official documents, official papers, official departments, official agreements, etc. And so for some of you, that is coming in, or that has most recently just come in at the beginning of May, or just maybe even just before May. And it's one of the reasons why you feel so free and fearless right now, because you have had a little bit of a rebalancing, a little bit of karma sort of being rebalanced for you. Justice coming in. Fool. 6 of Cups is covering that Fool. So your new life is definitely a new, you're taking a leap of faith now with this new love. And 6 of Cups is coming in because this new love connection that you have, it's nice. You feel nice with this person. This is a very, very, I want to say, it's a good feeling relationship in a sense that you just enjoy each other's company. It could also be with somebody that you've been friends with for quite a long time. It could even be with somebody that you were friends with before you went through this sort of relationship here that I'm talking about that broke up. Now, what's your attitude? Here we go as we round off the final leg of this reading. What's your attitude to the month? You have 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords sometimes can be quite toxic, right? It's a feeling sometimes of not being able to do anything, not being able to make the right decisions for yourself. It's a feeling of being a victim. It's feeling like you are, you're not in control, and that everybody else is in control. It is not true, of course. Of course, you are the one who's in control. And if you're unhappy about your life, or if you feel like you are, unable to live the life you want to live, or to make the moves that you want to make, and you feel like it's other people's fault, that sort of thinking in and of itself is imprisoning you. 8 of Swords can start off like that, but it can go very toxic. So 8 of Swords in its extreme is somebody who will gaslight you. It's the gaslighter who has completely abdicated all control and now takes no responsibility for anything that they do. That's the extreme of 8 of Swords. The beginning energy is a feeling of just being a victim and not and being helpless and continuing to wallow in that. And you really be careful this month with that. Okay, this is the energy that you're bringing, or this is the attitude that you have towards the month. So just be very careful. You may come up against certain things this month that may make you feel that way. Right? It may make you feel like, well, I don't have a choice, but you do always have a choice, which way you go and what decisions that you make. The energy that comes to meet you is help. It is someone who is coming to help you. Now, this Eight of Swords could just simply be, I just don't feel like you are, I don't feel like you're resonating with a lot of toxicity, but I do feel like this Eight of Swords is, you're still trying to figure out how to change this whole thing, right? How to come out of this sort of way of living and have control of your own life and sort of live the life you want to live. And I think that yes, you are sort of breaking out a little bit of this energy because you're finding your feet again, right? After this sort of rebuilding yourself. But there's someone who's going to come in this month who's really going to help you out financially. And I think they're going to be there for you in terms of really like just supporting you. Just supporting you, helping you out financially, helping you out with ideas, just helping you hash it all out. Hi, Blue Butterfly, how you doing? Just helping you hash it all out. Six of Pentacles is somebody who's just very generous with their time, their abundance, and, they're just very, very giving. And I feel like, this energy is coming into you. Could be a friend, could be a relative, but it's someone that it feels to me like it's an energy of someone who just wants to help you, right? Who just wants to sort of help you figure it out. It might even be a new friendship that you make. Might even make a new friendship this May that turns into, right, like very quickly a strong friendship. Hierophant energy and the Hanged Man. So Hierophant energy is what you really sort of, it's in a position of your desire, your dreams, your hopes and dreams, and also your fears. And really, this is interesting because, Hierophant, it's like coming back to yourself. Right, coming back to yourself, coming back to who you are. The Hierophant is again another 5. But the Hierophant is the major arcana 5, the first 5 in the tarot. And with the Hierophant, we don't have any power struggle. There is no power struggle. There is only commitment. There is only utter and total commitment. And this is why the Hierophant is he's the representative of our, our highest spiritual goals here on earth. For everyone it's different, He's not necessarily a pope. People call him the pope, but for everyone it's different. He's a symbol, of that, of our highest sort of spiritual goals and our undying commitment, our like 100% total commitment to that. And when you have a commitment to your higher self and your higher sort of spiritual outlook on life, then there is no power struggle. Because you always know what you want to do or the right thing to do because you're committed to a certain path. This is what we talk about when we talk about Dharma, living in Dharma. But in any case, this is what you desire. And I think that the thing is, it's like you're coming back to that, right? You really desire coming back to having your purpose in life and being able to follow your purpose in life and not having that, I want to say that struggle, right? That power struggle. It could very well be that this relationship you were in before, this connection, which ultimately fell down romantically and financially for some of you, it could be that it really took you away from your self-confidence and your own beliefs and your own sort of cultural or spiritual sort of culture, where you gained your strength, right? It could have been a very consuming relationship that, yes, you were happy, but, you were doing the work that they wanted you to do, or you were doing their work, right? Like I said earlier, unhappy with the career you have because you were just following, you were just in it because you were in the relationship that sort of came together, bundled with it. So it's like really just sort of seems to me that what you truly, truly are desiring this month and what will be happening for you this month is really a coming back to your center, your spiritual center, and also a level of commitment and relationship. You don't want to entertain any relationship that is bullshit. Hanged Man comes in and this is your final outcome. Now, the Hanged Man a lot of times is looked at as being stuck, but in fact, the Hanged Man is about awareness. It is about waking up. Waking up and being inspired. The Hanged Man is inspiration coming in. You can see his head is illumined. That's the illumination of awareness opening up, right? Understanding, inspiration coming in. And it's like, ping, he wakes up And he realizes, oh shit, I want to do more of that. I want to do more of this, or I'm inspired. It's inspiration that wakes the hanged man up, by the way. A lot of times we talk about hangman energy in readings, and I hear it being described as someone who's just stuck. It's not that he's stuck. He's just uninspired. He just doesn't care. He doesn't feel like moving. Professor Bauer, karmic contract completion. Exactly. Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yes, this is a karmic contract completion in the sense that this is now sort of coming to a complete, line under it, right? There are stages to that. Nevertheless, your inspiration is absolutely coming in. And this month, ultimately, what's going to happen, yes, love will come in for you, my Cancer, my lovely Cancer. Love will definitely come in for you, but there's a lot of change that's coming in terms of your career and what it is you want to do with your life, that life path. You're going to be feeling like very, very new. The Fool is coming in. You're also going to be feeling extremely inspired this month, but you will be requiring absolute commitment. 3 of Swords is there and 7 of Swords is there. Why? Because before you've been betrayed, and I want to say there was probably betrayal here. And that's in the back of your mind, and you don't want that. And another reason why the Hierophant is there, because more than anything, you don't want that betrayal again. You want absolute commitment in all ways. 7 of Swords also being futility, Feeling of futility when you are not committed, I feel like is what it is, This fear of going back to a place of betrayal and a place where nothing seems to work, no matter how much you try. Right? All right. This is going to be it. I'm going to pull, I'm going to pull 3 spirits just to see what your spirits are. I'm not going to go too deep into it. This is your reading. I have to stop in a minute because at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the next installment of my series, Passion, Patience, or Pain. Passion, Patience, or Pain. What is it going to be this coming week? Wednesdays are for water signs. And at 6 p.m., I'm going to be starting with my Cancer and me. So if you're dating a Cancer, and you want to see what your week is going to be like with your Cancer, is it going to be full of passion? Are you going to need some patience, or will it just be a lot of pain? You can come back at 6 o'clock and check that out. So let me just finish this reading off for my lovely Cancer. Then at 6:30, I'll be back with my Scorpio and me, and then at 7 o'clock, it's my Pisces and me. All right, guys? So Cancer, we have Spirit of the Scales, rebalancing coming in. Spirit of Skulls, melancholy, yes. And Spirit of Gaia, Mother Earth, family creation. Yeah, so that's what I mean. There's inspiration coming in for sure. I feel like that Hanged Man inspiration is very much creativity coming in. You may have, just not had the ability or the room for a lot of creativity in your life recently, but it's all coming in. Yes, there's some melancholy there. Of course, there's going to be some melancholy there. You have death, Death and melancholy go hand in hand. It's like Mystery Science Theater, And then you have Spirit of the Scales, right? So balance is coming in. This is a month of rebalancing, right? I'm going to put these here. I'll put them here like that. All right, guys. All right, my lovely, lovely Cancers. I hope you enjoyed this reading. This is your outlook for May. Not everybody's going to resonate with that, and that's fine. If this has nothing to do with your life, then it has nothing to do with your life, and you could just leave it right there on the table. I can only do one reading for 1 month, but I do hope it did help you. And even if it was just a little portion of the reading that maybe gave you some insight on something, I hope that it gave you some peace and some comfort. So for right now, I'm just going to say I really adore you guys, Cancers. And I do say I love all the signs, but Cancers, in particular, you Cancers have always shown up really strong for my readings and my videos on my channel ever since I started last year. And so I am always very, very thankful and appreciative. But for right now, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. Most of all, stay good and kind to each other. Stay empathetic, stay loving, even in the face of a lot of angst and hatred out there right now. Stay loving, right, guys? All right, I'm going to take a little break, and then you can come back and join me at 6 p.m. for my Cancer and me. Will it be passion, patience, or pain this week? Bye-bye, guys.